Hey, welcome to the mission, the fiction mission. Today I'm going to be going over a new idea I've been working on, with a new graphic, and I'm calling it the Christian Maze. The Christian Maze. Um, Here's the maze I've drawn and worked on, and I'll go through it a little bit for you, but suffice it to say, this is the maze of studying the historical question, the historical Jesus, the historical roots of the Christian faith, Christian religion, and really the question is how how did this religion begin? How did it start? What's a reasonable explanation that can be given? So, um, first of all, let me switch over to the document. And so here we go. We're starting here, and our goal is to get here. Again, this quadrant over here would be what I would consider within the Christian faith, miracles, theology, salvation, resurrections, faith, all those kind of things are out here. And once that faith is lost, or when a person loses that faith or lacks that belief, one is left with the question of really how did this religion get started? And so one may embark on studying history, the history of the early church, the early documents, canonical texts, etc. And so the goal is to understand, to arrive at the exit here and understand how the religion began. Now, it's always important to understand what question we're examining and what we're trying to find out. And again, this maze is about understanding how the religion began, not not anything else. That's the question. I want to point that out. All right, so let's take an example of we begin to study the historical question, and really this tan section is sort of like introduction to critical scholarship, and we're learning about synoptic problems. We're learning about the writings of Paul. We're reading the New Testament, etc. Having an understanding of prophetic fulfillment, all those kind of things. So what typically happens is a former believer would enter this point here, and the transition between each color is a meaningful one. Let me just start out by saying that this yellow section up here is this whole section is the maze of what I would consider historicism. Yellow is a color I use to represent the study of the historical Jesus. And over here, the purple is what I consider mythicism. And finally, this blue section I'll leave till later as I describe that. So anyhow, our young student comes up to the point where they decide, I really do think there is a historical Jesus, and this maze is quite complex. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to study. A lot of theories, all kinds of things over here. But the key point of this graphic is really there's what I find is studying the historical Jesus just doesn't result in a compelling explanation as to how the religion began. And so, many scholars spend their life studying over here, learning foreign language, studying the Greek, studying the native languages, studying the history of the church, the synoptic problems, etc. But it's really, once you decide that there definitely was a person Jesus, one tends to get stuck over here. Now, someone may play around with the idea of moving into the mythicist camp, and there is a lot to learn over here. Over here, you're talking about understanding other religions, Egyptian religion, Roman religion, Greek religion, etc. So, But, there is a point here where one can teeter-totter back and forth between historicism and mythicism. So that's why there is a pathway out of historicism, but it's really quite rare, I think, that someone moves in this direction. More typically, one begins at the beginning and they throw away religion, throw away the Jesus of faith, and they end up down here going from learning about the synoptic problems and all that kind of thing, and they move straight into mythicism. And they're really, like I said, studying different religions, trying to figure out how this religion could have been started from all kinds of foreign countries, foreign religions, foreign beliefs. It's like the religion morphs into something that we would recognize as Christianity, and Jesus was a character that emerged out of other Greek gods, etc. But again, this form of mythicism, or this area, it's a complex maze, complex web of ideas, and it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't really produce a meaningful explanation of how the religion began, either because it's really just the idea that things morphed into Christianity or morphed into the gospel story. Now, one comes to this border here and like I said, this is fictionalism. Fictionalism is, as I call it. And so when one moves away from everything, emerging out of other religions, we're in the territory here of just it's just a story. It was a story, and this is where I'm at. This is where I focus most of my videos, is explaining how the story is the key to understanding the story, is the key to understand how the religion began. And so like I said, anyone interested in how the religion began can use this as a useful tool. And I don't want to mention any scholars in this video, but it's a fun exercise to try to figure out where your favorite scholar is, where you are. You might be over here, you might be over here, you might be over here. But yeah, this is an idea, a concept I'm working on, and I'll continue to develop. Maybe make some other videos about where I think certain scholars are on this graph. And yeah, so maybe this will become a series, or at least a graphical tool that I'll use to try to explain my thoughts and where I think certain ideas or concepts lie. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Like I said, this is just a quick intro into this idea. I'll be developing it, and leave a like, a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And thanks for watching.